is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel Arunfoot. The woes in Indian football continue because on Monday evening, Bengaluru Football Club made a public statement via social media announcing that BFC are ceasing operations of their first team for the time being. Yes. Bengaluru FC, who started in 2013 their journey in the I-League, won the I-League in the first year, later on became an ISL team, won the ISL. GSW-owned BFC are for the moment shutting down the operations of their ISL team. The youth teams, the reserve team, the women's team, the BFC soccer schools, all of that continues. But BFC realize that there is a realistic opportunity that there will be no ISL in the 25-26 season. In the worst case, there might not be an ISL ever again. It is something I've spoken about, it's something that I've warned about, and I know a lot of people over the last couple of years have not taken it sadly seriously. And I use the word sadly because from me it always was, you know what guys, this is a real danger. This is something which could happen and will impact not hundreds but thousands of people attached to the Indian Super League. Be it to the league, be it to the clubs, be it to vendors, be it to other people who are dependent on their livelihood. It's a disaster that BFC have made this announcement after a similar announcement by Odisha FC a few days ago. And there are likely others to most probably follow. Or maybe by the time you're watching this, another entity has announced a similar piece of news. But how can we get out of this? What needs to be done? Now, I reported a few days ago that a letter from 8 ISL teams went to the All India Football Federation. The All India Football Federation has reacted and has invited those 8 entities to a meeting on Thursday. Why only those 8? I don't know. Because to me, that meeting, what are you going to talk about? Why have these 8 clubs, or why have the 13 ISL teams plus potentially in Kashi not gone to FSDL or rather to Reliance and asked for a top management meeting? We're talking here about entities which are owned like BFC, JSW, entities like Jamshedpur FC owned by the Tatars, Bagan Supergiant owned by Mr. Goenka, Imami Group as well, Mumbai City owned by CFG. Why hasn't a meeting happened? A face-to-face meeting in Mumbai between Reliance and the ISL teams. And why is such a meeting between the AIFF and these 8 clubs happening? Why aren't the other 5 clubs invited despite not writing in? I think as an AIFF, I would have done that. And why also have you not invited Reliance to that meeting? I think you should. But there are a lot of questions that come out of this meeting call. With the MRA talks on hold, are the AIFF, are the clubs allowed to actually talk on this matter? Simple question, could be asked by the Supreme Court. And secondly, looking at the situation, looking at that the Supreme Court has stopped the country's top tier league, why aren't the clubs coming together if it's not been done by the AIFF or by FSDL Reliance, why don't the clubs send a letter to the Asian Football Confederation and a letter to FIFA stating this is the situation in India? Can you please come in and intervene? I think that might be an option to think about. Because if I talk to the AIFF is saying a lot, but the AIFF are in no position to make any statements or concessions in regard to when and if the ISL will happen or if any league will happen in Indian context. So therefore, my advice to the clubs, think about it. Maybe try and reach out to the AFC and FIFA. You have to try and put it and force it to the next level. Otherwise, as I said earlier, with the decision of BFC to shut shop for the moment, we will sadly hear more such news. And the ISL's likelihood to happen in the 25-26 season is diminishing by the minute. What do you guys think about what I just spoke about? Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? You've got something else to add? Write those things down in the comments below. As always, like, share and subscribe. Arun Foot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. And I'll be back very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.